Hello, Garden Theory. A little while ago, I was able to receive this really fun book on Japanese gardens. So I thought for today's video, I'm recording this ahead of time while I'm out of town, but I thought for today's video, we could go over this book, over Japanese gardens, read throughout the whole book, take some notes, and let's try to take a knack at designing a Japanese garden on paper. Hopefully we can teach y'all and I can learn a few things along the way. So let's dive into it. So I just finished reading through the book and it was really good. It was very informative. I went through a couple of the different types of styles and I wrote down a few things that came to mind. But overall, what I got from the book, the Japanese gardens are very naturalistic. There's often, in the older types of Japanese garden, a lot of symbolism with the rock placements and stuff. But I got a lot of great ideas. I'm going to write these down and then come up with a list of what I want to accomplish with this design. And so we'll come back to that. So after doing a bit of thinking, I've come up with an idea for our landscape design for the Japanese garden. So I decided to do a Japanese courtyard garden. And the idea I'm kind of thinking of is if you have a house, it's kind of like a U shape with the courtyard in the middle, but you can go out into the backyard still from it. So that's kind of my idea I'm coming up with right now. And so this is my plant list I've come up together for what we're going to do. And Japanese gardens, they use a lot of evergreen plants as well as evergreen foliage. So I try to include that. They say not to use too many of the flowering shrubs, at least not too much of those, but we'll still use some just for highlights. But it's going to be predominantly evergreen. We're going to start sketching some stuff out and have y'all tag along. Alright, so we're going to get right into it. We got our paper here, and we're going to get to work on our Japanese garden design. So I kind of looked up a few ideas for the measurements for this courtyard, but the number I came up with was 55 feet long. And so a good way to keep your paper level is getting yourself one of these rulers. You can put it on the edge of your desk. In my case, I have this wooden artboard that I use just to protect my desk from all the paint and stuff, but I can just push the paper up to the edge of that, take out my ruler, which goes up against the edge of the other ruler, and now I got a pretty straight and vertical line without having to adjust it too much. And so for this drawing, I'm going to be using a 3/16 scale, and we're going to make this our first mark. So we got our line, and we're just going to go through this. I'll probably do a time lapse and stop as needed and share y'all some tidbits about my design process as we get farther into it. But we'll see you then. What we have so far of the inking of the Japanese garden. Make a little bit more sense once we get some color on this, but this is what we got so far. Alright, so this is what we have for our Japanese garden now that we've completed the color rendering. And I'll just walk through you some of my design steps and how I did this. I know in Japanese they don't do a whole lot of symmetry, but I accidentally ended up doing that by placing the pergola in the middle. That just kind of felt like the best place to put it. So we have a pathway coming from the house made out of stones. into this pergola, which would then go out into the backyard, was kind of my idea. So on either side there's two paths, so we'll go on the left first. So we have this series of stone pathways, and in the book I read they alternate. So for like this one it goes by 2, 3, 2, 3 in these angles, and so that's the way I made it. And these big stones are sitting areas, and this is like a little creek that would run down to a little pond. Some of the plants that I used over here was a king sago palm, Christmas ferns. These ones are Japanese forest grass, irises around the river, azaleas in the corner, columbine. We have a stewarta, kind of a small tree with white flowers, and then some pine evergreen bushes, some dwarf ones in the back. So overall, it kind of helps to keep that area together. And also along the path here, these ones are liriope or lily turf grass. And then on this side, with some more of the lily turf, this pink one I forgot to label, but this one's called Rhenechia. It's like a pink ground cover. And I'll have pictures overhead while I'm talking so you can see it. But again, more of the irises. This is a paper bush, which is a really cool bush I've seen in North Carolina before. We have a hydrangea in the corner this time over a pond. And again, some more ferns in the corner here. With the Japanese maple in this corner, providing a nice highlight behind this behind this seating area. And again, the pines on either side of the pergola. So this is what I came up with after reading through the book. I know it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a really fun practice. I definitely need to practice my color rendering more. I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since I've done a piece, but I had a lot of fun with this one. And I hope y'all enjoyed the process, and let me know if y'all have ever done any Japanese gardens or been to one that you really like. Be sure to put them in the comments, and I'll definitely go check them out. But with that, I think we're going to end this video, and thank y'all for watching.